Truth, lies, shenanigans.
All right, this one's mine. So, a total of 108 doses of Regeneron's monoclonal antibody cocktail have been allocated to Washington, D.C. Did you know that? There's 108 doses for all of Washington, D.C. Now, Washington, D.C. had 265 new corona cases on Wednesday alone. Um, we're seeing 3,000 people dying every day. But somehow, our friend Rudy Giuliani, Donald Trump's lawyer, got one of those doses. In an interview with the New York radio station on Tuesday, he, he explained why he qualified for his privileged treatment, saying, I had very mild symptoms. I think if it wasn't me, me being Rudy, I wouldn't have been put in the hospital. Sometimes when you're a celebrity, they're worried if something happens to you, they're going to examine it more carefully and do everything right. In addition, the president's personal physician was directly involved in his care. So, a couple of shows ago, when Lizzie announced that the breaking news, I said that there was no question Giuliani would be getting this treatment. Yeah, now it's hard to make this Regeneron treatment, and they're actually unable to keep up with the demand. So, right now, my question to you guys is this going to be the rich and famous treatment? Is this just going to the rich and the famous and the powerful? So that's my question to the panel. Let's start with Lizzie Enders.
It's going to the rich and the famous and the powerful, and then they have their token in there because
Your token.
um, Ben Carson got sale, but Herman Cain didn't. Okay. So, you got to make it look good for, aesthetic purposes or what have you. But of course, like this cocktail isn't being offered to anybody outside of his circle. And it's crazy to me that they don't even have the presence of mind to deny that it's only going to them. That's the level of hubris that we have with these people. They are in your face acknowledging that, yeah, we got something good going on that's going to protect us. That's why they can continuously, go out here and say, oh, it's a hoax. We're going to, we're not going to wear masks. We have amazing recovery times. Like at one point, Trump said that my poor boy Barron Trump, who still needs to be saved, but he said Barron recovered. He said Barron recovered in 15 minutes. What? He said Barron recovered in 15 minutes. And in the words of Kanye, I want to say, how, Sway? How, Sway? Like, come on, people are dying 3,000 people a day. And your, 14-year-old son recovered in 15 minutes? Did you give him 3 doses of the cocktail? Like, how did
Yeah.
that work?
Robbie Rock.
I think that Rudy is confusing celebrity with notoriety. He's not a celebrity by any stretch of the imagination, but he's absolutely notorious at this point. When I read this, it to me it just I guess it's good to have friends in powerful places. Keep your friends close, your enemies even closer. Giuliani has a lot of dirt on that family with the counsel that he's been providing, and he is absolutely willing to take a bullet for them. So it doesn't surprise me that he received the preferential treatment because this is a man who's willing to die on Trump's sword. We've seen that because I guess the paycheck is there, or he figures there's going to be some long-term payoff. But no, it doesn't surprise me one bit that someone from the inner circle got the special cocktail. I'm hoping that in a month and a week that that narrative will change. But yeah, right now I think it's pardons for his friends, executions for those that will placate his voter base or make them happy.
It's all. I'm
And
sorry. Just the thought just hit me. It's like the whole execution thing. It's almost like a public hanging. Like they used to do back in the day. Like you said, to placate his base. It's almost like those public hangings. I'm sorry. I digressed. I apologize. Finish your thought.
it's okay. It's yeah, the role is gone. That's awesome. But yeah, no. At the end of the day, it doesn't surprise me that it's the inner circle that's getting this Regeneron treatment, and hopefully it won't be the case, because if it is more difficult to produce, hopefully it will be deemed for the frontline healthcare workers that these are the people who should be getting it if they contract the virus, because they're the ones that we need to keep up and running. We need to maintain that infrastructure to just try to stay on top of this complete fiasco.
Yep. Lizzie?
Could you say that again, Robbie, for the people in the back? Like, we have all of these frontline healthcare workers who are suffering. Some of them who have died
Have
because
died.
of this virus.
There's a doctor
And
recently that died.
instead, you are giving this cocktail to your boys, to your friends in your circle, versus the people who can actually help the citizens of the United States of America. Like, what good is Rudy Giuliani to the rest of us? None. And I'm not saying that to advocate for his death, but why should he be at the top of the list for a cocktail that's going to all of a sudden make him better, cure him of this virus, versus people like Yolanda Yvonne, who we had on the show on Wednesday, who has been in the trenches, who is a frontline nurse. Like, why wouldn't they be the first to get something like this?
By the way,
It's really
Yolanda Yvonne sent me a message saying that she's in line to get the vaccine because they're requiring it for a job. That she's definitely going to be getting it. So she might come
Oh,
on.
good.
She said she'd be willing to come back and talk to us about the experience of getting the vaccine.
Oh, that's
also
wonderful.
remember her family member said, "You get it first, and then we'll wait to see what happens with you before we get it."
All right, this is my thoughts. So I see we have Gianni's frozen again. So the problem I see is with 3,000 deaths a day, it's hard to make, and it's hard to make this treatment not available to everyone. It's just not possible. But keep in mind, the vaccine is not a cure-all, right? It's not going to suddenly
No
disappear.
vaccine is.
Right? People think we get this vaccine and everything is going to be better. All it does is help reduce the number that get infected, so that allows people to then focus on treatment of the smaller groups of people who are really sick. So at some point, the number of Regeneron treatments produced, hopefully, will be enough to handle the number of people with serious or deadly symptoms, right? So that's the goal. But my problem is the fact that he said I had very mild symptoms. That's the part that's pissing me off. When people are sitting on their deathbed, like you said, we have healthcare workers on the front lines. We have people literally about to just simply die. And he had mild symptoms. He didn't need it. And he only got it because, as he said, he's a celebrity. I mean, I can't reiterate how thrilled I am to see Trump leaving office, because they simply do not care about
They
anyone
don't.
else but themselves.
They don't.
I am so through with this administration and the people in this administration. I am so happy to see them go. Yanni Storms,
But
look like you're back.
can I just say one thing very quickly as it
Go
relates?
ahead.
He never mentioned that Melania got the cocktail.
Mm.
He never hyped that up. And we know Melania said, her people came out and said she had a bad go of it for like a week or so. And he never hyped it up that,
He
yeah,
probably didn't
I
give
got
it to her.
give it to her. Didn't give it to her. Didn't give it to her.
Gianni, you got like
Stop.
30 seconds. Laugh.
Okay, I was ready for this topic. Why do they get magic juice and the world has to get a shot? What's happening? Did you guys answer that question? Why are they literally? I know that there's some elites that have certain privileges, but if you know the world population is dying off, that's how I know that there's like maybe a hidden agenda, but that's my own conspiracy. But yeah, I have like 7 seconds. I have to throw it all out there.
No, I mean it's for the elite. I mean, one, it's very expensive to make. It's very time consuming to make, and there are just a limited number of doses. So, as rich people, elite people tend to do, they hoard it for themselves so that everyone else can just die off, 3,000 people a day. And, as long as I live, that's all they really care about.
Well, Jacqueline Robinson made a comment. Chris Christie didn't even get that treatment, probably because he
That's true.
prosecuted Jared Bad. But also, if you notice, Chris Christie has been, since he's recovered from COVID, minus the cocktail, he's been speaking out against Trump. He's been speaking out against the White House and their failure to concede. So there's some tension. There's some tension going on there.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get some comments online. Let's see. I saw. Yeah, Chris Christie didn't get it. Oh yeah, this is another good point that we have to make sure we make. Mike Wolf says it's very expensive because of the aborted fetuses they use. All these right to lifers, right? The Republicans are all right to life, but they used aborted fetuses to test for this product. I mean, for this treatment. So they didn't use it in the making of it, but they used it for testing. So they definitely used aborted fetuses. So these right to lifers, yeah, yeah, they got y'all duped. These people got you duped. Jose says, so he stole a life from someone else that deserves it more than him. Exactly. That's exactly what he did, because they're out of one of those 3,000. It could have been 299 because all they had to do was give this treatment to one of them that he stole and didn't need. Vaughn Perry says the sad thing is no one is even surprised at these shenanigans anymore.
No, they aren't.
Great use of the word shenanigans, though.
Yeah, we're accustomed to the shenanigans at this point.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. Really frustrating. He just needs to go. Oh yeah, and then Jacqueline Robinson, I love this question. So he's a celebrity. What a vile creature. Yeah, an infamous celebrity is what he is.
Well, he's probably on OnlyFans now.
OnlyFans celebrity.
Hands in his pants, fixing his shirt. Yeah, right.
All right, Robbie. Let's get on to our next hot topic, Robbie.